Nate.
The NBA's had plenty of great nicknames over its history. I don't know that any one of them fits a player better than Clyde the Glide, because there was such an athletic grace about him.
He was just smooth, man. Clyde played the game hard and efficient, but he was so cool the way he played and so smooth that he made the game seem effortless. And when you watch him, man, everything was just done with ease, but he was a great player. He was a lethal scorer. And at the time, the only Achilles heel Clyde Drexler had, that he played in the same era as Michael Jordan. Because during that era, if it wasn't for Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler would have been known as the best two guard in the East or Western Conference, hands down.
Well, how did he stack up during that area when you're playing against him in terms of how you're scouting him, where he is on the whiteboard before the game?
John, I remember talking to John Lucas one time, and Lucas told me that, we was talking about Clyde Drexler and that he's really right-hand dominant. And John Lucas said, but it doesn't matter. If you're so good and everyone know you're going that way and they still can't stop it, what does that say about him? And more importantly, what does it say about you? Clyde Drexler was just one of those guys to where when he made up his mind where he wanted to go and what he wanted to do, that was no stopping him. First, he was a great athlete. Second, he played the game hard. And then the way they played in Portland out in transition with that crowd with him, Jerome Kersey, and Terry Porter, man, it was must-see TV. But they were one of the most talented teams in the NBA during that era.
Well, the image you see behind you really sums up who Clyde Drexler was as a player. Airborne and smooth. That's why he's the Glide.
I remember playing against Clyde in the NBA Finals. And I'll never forget, I'm backpedaling, and he's coming down on the break. And I decide to stop, and I'm going to take a charge. And the only thing I saw was his knees, like, tucking in the air and him jumping over me and dunking. Dumars took it out of bounds, and I asked him, I said, did he just jump over my head? And Dumars goes, yeah, and Dumars and I are coming up the court, and we were talking to each other about the play that Clyde just made in terms of jumping over my head, and I'm sure everybody else thought that we were talking about, something that was happening, that play that we were getting run around, but, we were definitely talking about, what we had just saw Clyde do. So, again, with his athleticism, his toughness, it was very difficult to play against him or guard him or to stop him. You just tried to contain him.